All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Ghost issue number 12 from Dark Horse Comics. Yeah, we're going to continue the series. Yeah, nice bluish color. Yeah, I like that a lot. Probably because she's a ghost, right? You know, bluish. Who knows? Anyway, so this is the end of the wrapping up of the Scythe storyline. And that's the villain of the story that is using, abusing, manipulating women, etc. And this is a crazy one, I think. So we have this government team, I guess, super powered beings, kinetic focused frenzy, and there is another one that has some kind of a, I don't know what her powers is, but she's been tied up and has a ball in her mouth, you know, like some women have when they do some kinky, intimate stuff. But somehow it's used for a power. Anyway, so they are hunting Scythe, right? Because he's here at this Manson family house or something. All right, but this is I believe a manipulation. So Scythe has Eliza, you know, she was Ghost, and her sister Margot, right? And then he's has some kind of a powers that, you know, he can sink his claws or his hooks in them, and they do whatever he wants, and they can do nothing about it, right? So he's boasting that he's already won, and then he is. This is well, he's. I'm not sure how it works, but she is now seeing inside of herself. This is a memory, by the way. How she is a reporter before she died, and she's been invited to this house with all those women, and she is a reporter, and like I said, and she was sent out here to do a story on Cypher's cult, right? And she got caught. All right, and then so this is the woman that I talk about, right? She's, I believe, telepathic, right? And they have, oh yeah, she can put on shields, mind shields on the women's team, but they've been greeted by women that are being held in thrall by Scythe. Right? So I'm not sure if these are good or bad guys, but they are being used against their will, I guess. Although there's no indication that this is the case, but probably Scythe's powers is so that they only can do whatever he wants. They know from the inside that they're being used, but they can do nothing about it. So probably the words that come out of their mouth is not even theirs, I guess. All right. So, right. So this woman's powers is to force people to confront the greatest fears. This looks. This just looks. I don't know what to think about it, man. It's very 90s. It looks great. Anyway, ads. But then she's going completely crazy. He says, "How? When I changed, it is my worst fear," and she's liking it. But then she's using this woman's power to shoot a fire beam. Kinetic comes in, being caught, and I said, "Oh man, she's gonna get fried." But then I don't know. This is happening because she still has this kinetic energy, so she's stepping out of this fireball thingy and then gives the kinetic energy back to this woman who is being then thrown away because of the kinetic energy. She's unconscious, going through the wall, right? And then there's only one left, and so in issue 10, this woman used her power to jump a kid off those skyscrapers, right? And she says, "My gift is rather interesting. I can take away all your fear." It's quite a drug, let me tell you. So, okay. But what does it do against someone that has a gun pointed at you? I mean, this woman doesn't come over as she is fearful or afraid. So that doesn't work, I guess, right? And so she says, "I'm going to use it on myself." Amazing how the absolute lack of fear turns you into the most lethal sort of animal. But then she's getting kicked in the face, and that's the end. So what do you expect, and what happened? Anyway, so Ghost is now floating, and we have Scythe here. And this dominatrix woman, it's probably not who she is, but for comic sake, said she's not in her head. So this is again the flashback when Scythe is controlling Eliza here, right? And so it seems that he's some kind of a failed rock star in Los Angeles. Women threw at themselves, and then man hated him. All right. So she's looking inside where she's being manipulated by Scythe, right? And all right. She lost her father to alcohol. She's looking for a new one. Slowly, he convinces her that he got all the answers, all the keys. Right? It makes her stupid as well. Anyway, but that's what happened with girls with daddy issues looking for, certain men. All right. And then the hooks got in. He's got her like a marionette. My stomach turns over. I know from experience that she's still feeling inside, though he controls her every move. Eliza needed love, and he needed it. He violated her down deep. I was betrayed for my weakness. I'm watching the source of my rage. My heart's feeling like it's going to explode. And then she's pulling her guns, right? And it looks okay, I guess, but, it doesn't do anything because this is a memory. So, and you can say, well, okay, it's comics, so something could happen, right? No, nothing happens because it's a memory. Anyway, meanwhile, in the real world, because of what she's doing here, it affects the real world, right? So she's shooting at well, they are not really heroes, these powered beings. Anyway, so this woman's is pulling a gun on Scythe, who is just outside, not sure why. So focus is it? Your ability to completely focus at one thing at a time. What does that actually do? I mean, I can focus at one thing at a time. I mean, I'm not going into specifics, but what does it do? Right? Well, okay, but it seems that his powers is not psionic, but it's pheromones, right? So, yeah, he's now got his hooks on these women too. So we have this, sex cult? I'm not sure. Okay, I said it. Thank you, YouTube, for the algorithm. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like the word what I said, so yeah, fuck it. That word too. Jesus Christ, this came out of my mouth. Anyway, I cannot use the words. Just the YouTube algorithm just screws me over, and not only me, but everyone who's saying that. But there it is. Anyway, so he says, "Hey guys, I got a celebration, and first I want to witness something you should aspire to. This is our dear ghost little sister, a woman who's going to give freely of herself, watch as I let go of the strings." Now, there's something happening. Now, before I go into this, what is the purpose that you let go of her strength? I mean, did you manipulate her so much that when you let go of the strings that she, Margot, is throwing herself at your feet? What is going to happen? I do not know, but it goes south, and we're never going to see what is supposedly happen. So now there is something happening to Margot, and I think, okay, what's happening? She doesn't have any powers, right? She's just Ghost Sister. And now then this is happening. Now I must say this looks cool, but at the same time, okay, the word escapes million women's lips as each on ones who's ever been forced to like this image, this ghost, to become something at man's hand other than who she is rejoices. So I believe then, I mean, I could be totally wrong, that Margot is releasing or turning into, what is the word I'm looking for? I just had it at the tip of my tongue, so now I just got it. Like all the women's race through the years that Scythe has manipulated and abused and used has come to life, and basically punishing him. Now something, the embodiment of woman's rage or something like that. And probably that's the word I was looking for. But how it all works, I do not know because, like I said, Margot is not superhuman, and there's no indication that she could do this, or that is just one that this maybe one moment in time that she could do this for reasons, maybe bottled up rage. Ads again. Inside my memory, a scream shakes the world. The string has broken. It's raining blood. I'm pulled out. I want to stay. There are so many questions, but along with the pain of loss, I realize, says Ghost, the hooks are gone. So he is dead, I guess. And now all the women are free, but not without a cost, because Eliza is here laying still. So dead, maybe? Or not? Coma? We're gonna find out in the next issue, guys. So yeah, this was a weird one. It's a little bit unfocused. It's just, I don't know. I believe the writer looked for a way out, how to conclude this story, but didn't come up with a very satisfying conclusion, right? And so he thought up that this was a good conclusion, although it doesn't make any sense. Where does this come from, by the way? Right? So his motivation is just having some kind of a sex cult, you know, like the Manson family or something like that. And then why not just keep the hooks in? I mean, what kind of stupid plan was that? Anyway, it leads us to the next issue, not this one. I already reviewed this. So yeah, we're gonna continue the story, but yeah, it was a weird one. I had hoped for a better ending. It's not really bad, but just, yeah, well, it's bad. Let's call it as it is. It has a bad ending. It could have been better, right? But it has an interesting premise. So we're gonna see if the next arc is gonna be better. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you see you in the next video. Bye bye.